the Ampere.
Hey everyone, let me introduce the next subject I have suggestions for, which is movements. Movements as such is a very wide term and can describe many things. Nonetheless, I have quite a few things I want to share with you guys, and of course suggest to SPYN. This subject is basically about what we really could need in the regular versus mode. In general, it's about expanding the frames for the traditional flat surface combat scenario, and there are tons of ways that can be done. So, I will start by referring to the previous suggestions about the need to incorporate the wall fighting feature, again with something called large ninja jumps, which also is mentioned in those particular videos. Next to that, I will get to something about new ways of recovering from rolling on ground and connect that with new ways of moving and counterattacks, along with new ways of getting up from the ground by using jumps. Afterwards, I want to illustrate new levels to chakra dashes that we really could need as well. Here under something more controllable dashes and some new ones that are special and unique in their own ways. Now I want to remind you guys that this is entirely on the subject movement, and it is by far not the last stuff I have coming, so rest assured that things will get really interesting from here on. Anyway, by now I have the feeling that you have started following me on the concept of large ninja jumps. Like what it is and what the purposes of it possibly could be like. Firstly, it's what we have been seeing in the series for quite some time now, and there is this unique quality to it which sort of classifies the movements of a ninja. It's where you jump longer distances instead of only running, not only to get through distances but also to use it for strategic purposes and attacks. Secondly, by incorporating large ninja jumps as a feature, it makes space for bigger maps, and the perfect side of it is that you get to use the wall fighting feature a lot more, where you don't have to run longer periods of time just to get to a wall and get up on it. So instead you will be able to get up there quicker and easier. And thirdly, having large ninja jumps expands the frames for fighting conditions you have overall in the versus mode, meaning that you will be able to perform much more sophisticated moves, attacks and strategies. Alright, so where I am getting at with my thoughts about suggesting large ninja jumps is that I see it as very fast jumps for longer distances where you will be able to catch up with the enemy or even catch your enemy. It can also be used for creating space for yourself where you can recover or even prepare yourself for a quick counterattack and so on. So, I see it as a tool that can help you and bring the more satisfying feeling of having excellent ninja moves. Of course, this comes with a limited use, so it's not easy exploitable and abused. It's meant to be something that you only use when needed and not vice versa. The question about where you should be able to perform these jumps is simple. As I see it, it's when you are running and standing still. In theory, it would be impossible to make one before you've gotten yourself up on your feet after a knockdown. Moving on, the use of these jumps should be very limited, as I mentioned earlier, so that we avoid it becoming something that ruins the fun for everyone. I pictured the jumps to rely on the chakra, so you're 100% complete in charge of it yourself, where it also gets mixed with the use of other moves as well. It basically means that when you have many things together that relies on the same bar or source, it all comes down to how you use it. Therefore, I see large ninja jumps costing as much chakra as a combo cancel chakra dash, if not more. For the time being, I see this as the more perfect solution, but I could also see a new stamina system being incorporated, which would only affect these large ninja jumps and some other things, but not the regular movement and regular jumps. Anyway, don't think too much of how the stamina system could be like. It's still something I only want to share as a concept later on in this series. So instead I want you to focus on having to rely on chakra to perform these large ninja jumps. Let's have a look on how I picture the controls being for large ninja jumps. As you may have noticed, SPYN hasn't designed any other button combination that uses double triangle as the ultimate. It's only used in triangle, triangle and circle combination, which starts the ultimate your character has. So by designing the button combination for large ninja jump as this, we still maintain the very simple button layout for the Storm series, and we simply just add something new without changing anything in the system. Besides that, it should be just as simple as doing regular jumps, except that you have to press 2 more buttons. That in itself can also have a sort of limiting effect on the use, but overall the chakra cost of it should minimize the potential excessive use. Now, I imagine having the analog, designing where you want to go, of course, as intuitive as it is, so that when you don't use it, you'll just jump straight up in the air, and vice versa, when you're pointing in any direction with your analog, you'll leap out in a powerful jump. That jump in itself isn't acting according to the opponent, so you have better opportunities of actually getting where you want to go within the arena. So here's something I see as useful to have and actually very important to have as well within this large ninja jump feature. It's acting as a chakra dash, but it makes you jump directly to the opponent with powerful speed, so that you can use this to catch someone who's using the large ninja jump as well. I think this one itself should be a bit faster than the regular large ninja jumps, so we always have the opportunity to stay close to your opponent and catch them rather fast, so we avoid these very long chasing scenarios. So as you saw just now, large ninja jumps are meant as a powerful tool, but it's not only meant for going from one place to another. It's a move that you also can use especially against long range characters. Imagine it like a super efficient chakra dash where you get close to your opponent fast without letting the opponent escape that easily. As a reminder, I want to show you the new suggestion page that LeKtriQue has made, where you can suggest things for every upcoming Storm games, so it's not only Storm 3 that you have to make suggestions for. I will put the link in the description, so please go ahead and share what you have on your heart and your mind to them. You can also link the suggestions I have made on my Facebook fan page, and especially these videos as I'm making at the moment, if you happen to think that they are great and you would want something as that as well. If you do, remember to write a bit with your own words and make sure that you only send the messages or the different messages once. LeKtriQue has made it clear that they don't tolerate spam, and they have made it clear that they read everything that gets sent to them, so don't worry about that. Alright, in the next video we will talk about new and different ways to recover from the ground. I'm SPYN09, and as always, thanks for watching.